They look prehistoric.
Oh, yeah, wingspan's pretty good on those things, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, again, if you're out towards night and towards dusk and you see some of those flying in the sky, you're not used to even probably ever seeing one, and you see one. I think it would scare a lot of people. And then they would report it as seeing a prehistoric bird flying.
Absolutely. You know what else kind of coincides with that is it kind of throws off the internal clocks with like some sea mammals like dolphins or whales or even some fish. And they're being seen in areas that they've never been seen before also. And a lot of them is being cited as, oh, there's a sea monster or a serpent or something. And it's probably just, again, misidentification because something's got their clock thrown off and they're in a place they've never been before.
Oh, yeah. Now, changing the subject. Okay, it's time to change the subject.
You're funny.
I know. My wife says I'm really funny looking. Anyway, changing the subject, think about this. Time travel. You know, lately there's been people posting pictures up on the internet saying they're like 1,000 years in the future. Here's the picture of what Earth looks like now, 1,000 years from now or more. Think about that, Sam. Think about it, James. Are they going to have a digital camera where they get a paper 5x7 print or a 4x5 print and have a picture 1,000 years from now? Come on, it's all going to be digital something. It's some type of media. It's not going to be on a piece of photographic paper.
Has anybody checked to see on the back of the photo if it said Polaroid on it or something?
Yeah.
I mean, no, you know what you would expect if someone brought back an image from 1,000 years in the future? I fully expect to see a 3D holographic display of some type, not anything on printed paper.
Yeah, these time travelers don't seem to have any of that gear, do they? You know, they don't have any holograms to show. They don't have any fancy, Star Trek type of communication devices. They don't have anything.
And you know what else? Even their clothing is clothing of this era. It's not clothing of 1,000 years in the future because I'm sure it would be drastically different. So, I mean, what's going on? Is there some kind of law of physics that keeps your clothes in the future, and you got to revert back to the old clothes, and you're not allowed to bring, like you said, gadgets from the future?
Now, if they don't have any gadgets, how do they get back where they belong? They got to have something to track you or something to bring you back to, where you originated from. They all get busted eventually, okay? They all disappear. It's a lot of people like their 5 minutes of fame, don't they?
I think so. I mean, what is the motive? It's just the limelight thing for a little while, but, after it's been proven false or whatever, they just drift off somewhere else. I mean, I'm more interested in the more serious things that get beyond some of the ones that are presenting like fake pictures and everything, for the future. So at least come up with a plausible story
or something
that is believable to start with.
Well, you want to buy a time machine? I got them as low as $100 all the way up to $399.
Well, I got one right here.
Yeah,
I bought from one of Art Bell's guests on his show.
Oh, which one did you get? I had the $100 one. Which one did you get?
I got the $300 hyperdimensional resonator.
Have you ever plugged it in?
Yeah, I did. I actually used it a few times.
And what happened?
Well, there's some weird effects, but obviously I didn't travel through time as far as I know.
How do you know? You could have maybe erased your thoughts, and maybe you went back in time. Maybe you were from you could have been from 2095, and you came back to this year or last year, and you wouldn't realize it because you turned that machine on. My friend Art had one. He refused.
Did he have that too?
Yes, he refused to plug it in.
Oh, that was a lot more daring than that.
He was worried about getting electrocuted.
Well, I got to ask.
All it is a radionic device, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of the ghost box that's put out there, with all the dials and the wish box. I think it is. It kind of works on the same principle, a little bit about that with intention.
What I think what they do, okay, is it kind of relaxes you, so it allows you to daydream.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can kind of slip into a dream and imagine you're going forward or backward in time.
Well, the manual I got does talk about astral traveling with it. So maybe that's the whole point. It induces that. It's using that to help get you in that state of mind.
Yeah. So you were one of the suckers that bought one too, huh?
No, I knew fully what I was doing. It was for research only.
Yeah. Did you ever take it apart and look what was in it?
No, but I found pictures of what was in. I found some schematics that somebody had already done, and I've been looking at them, and I've been taking the time to kind of examine a little bit further.
Okay.
Where do you get the flux capacitor when it needs replaced, though, Sam?
There isn't a flux capacitor in one.
I even bought the book about time travel that's associated with it.
Yeah, I talked to the guy. I talked to the guy originally, okay, and he was sitting there bragging the $100 model. You know how many he could produce in an hour?
Not quite sure.
Put it this way: he could produce enough to make $3,000 an hour making the $100 model.
Yeah, this was a little bit more of tedious to make. So I'm just wondering why someone would go through all the trouble.
You paid more money for the deluxe edition.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not an unhappy camper, if that's what you mean. I'm still looking at it with some skepticism, but still taking a serious look at it to figure out what it does. Or
well,
what
I can tell you what it really does. Okay, I want you to take it next time you take a bath. And put it right next to you.
I know where this is going.
Put it by the ledge at the top of the bathtub, right?
Oh.
So when it gets kind of sweaty, it slides into the bathtub, and I guarantee you're going to go in the future.
I can do that with my electric heater, my friend.
Well, it's not the same thing.
Oh, it isn't.
No,
okay.
the flux of the atmospheric condition of the plane of this device, you're going to go really slow.
Well, is this kind of a warped edition of, what was that movie called? It was called Hot Tub Time Machine.
It could have been, yeah.
The second edition.
Yeah, the second edition.
Yep.
Of course,
what do you think of that, James?
I don't even know where to begin with it. I think I'll let you professionals deal with the time travel and time machines, and I'll sit here and interview you from the future.
Well, you know what I've been doing is for the last couple of days, I've been going through notebook after notebook. Madman Maxim, or whatever his name was, that was on Art Show a couple of times, who stole all these power transformers and was building a time machine. The last I heard, after he got out of jail, and he was looking for more investors. And he bought some transformers, but then, I had his phone number. Like last year, he was going to come on my show. I lost his phone number. He would have been a good guest because, last time he was on Arts, he was talking about how he would put silver dollars and quarters in this device, and they would disappear.
Well, they got fried. That's why. Seriously, I don't know.
Could you imagine 4 or 5 power transformers? How much voltage and current that would be. I mean, that would disintegrate. I don't think you're going to go in the future. Well, you might be going in the future. You're going to heaven.
Yeah, it would certainly incinerate you in a heartbeat.
I don't even think it would be a heartbeat. You'd be gone long before that. No,
it'd be less than that.
Oh, yeah. But I think he would have made a good guess because, he was really trying to perfect a time machine without no knowledge of it. And you know what? Some of that type of stuff actually, who knows? Do you think people are traveling in time? And I mean, they're not going to, the people that are traveling in past or future, they're not going to come out and get on the internet and tell people, hey, I am a time traveler. They're not going to get on a talk show like mine and say, I'm a time traveler. They're not going to say anything. They're just going to kind of maybe go through and take notes and stuff and then go back.
Well, ask me if it exists. I believe it does. I mean, I think more or less it's associated with portals that might sling you back a few years or so, but also the fact that I've actually experienced time slips where I saw a car's headlights coming toward me, like a few hundred yards up, And as it was getting close to me, the next thing that happened within the like a blink, almost like a reality blink, and there's the same car 200 or 300 yards back coming toward me again. I've actually had things like that happen to me. Or I'd be waiting at a crosswalk where it counts down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It'd get down to about 3, and I'd feel that blinking feeling, and all of a sudden it starts counting from 10 forward and 10 down again. So I don't know. Was I experiencing some type of time shift? It's very possible, but I don't have no proof. I can't really say for sure, but I know I experienced some kind of weird thing as it happened.
It's a possibility. I mean, seriously, I do think, you can go into a portal. I think that's how the UFOs get here. I think they go through a black hole or go through a portal or something. And that's how it doesn't take them years to get here. They just get here in a flash because they go through time.
Oh, the wormhole deal with portals is probably a very real possibility of getting across this universe without having to deal with the the space travel issue.
Yeah, just go up to a certain thing, go through a black hole, and come out the other side. They already know now that things are coming out of black holes. Which, hey, a couple months ago, the scientists all said nothing can survive a black hole. Well, they were totally wrong, weren't they?
Some say the sun is even a portal of sorts because the cornea or the black holes or the spots. Some of them got really large, and some speculate that maybe it is a portal in through the sun. Although I wouldn't want to test that theory. Spaceship, I might be fried to a crisp even before I got to the sun.
Well, I would think so because of the amount of heat that the sun generates. That's why when, all of a sudden you see on Facebook or you see on some type of media, right? Back here about a year ago, it was really popular. Look at these UFOs, this right next to the sun. And I'm going, God.
Oh, I saw that picture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looked like it was refueling itself, didn't it?
Yeah, but I couldn't imagine any technology, the heat the sun produces that close to the sun, it would be burned up to nothing. I don't care what technology they have. I just can't find why would it have to get that close to the sun to recharge itself, let alone, you would get into the magnetic field of the sun. How could they escape it?
Good questions.
Yeah. I think
you might
know
some
anomaly.
Say again? I'm sorry.
I was saying I think it must have been some kind of anomaly or something in the film because if that was a real object, it would be huge. It would be so big because it just I don't know. I don't think it was a ship at all. Not at all.
I think a lot of it is, and some of these people take pictures with their cell phone with a magnifying lens you can buy for a cell phone. It makes it 1,000 millimeter, whatever. They take pictures of the sun. And, oh, look at these group of UFOs flying by in front of the sun. It's dust. I'm sorry.
Dust or the lens flare or something else.
Yeah, I just can't buy that one. Well, anyway, we're about 2 minutes from break. Anybody have anything to say before we go on break? And then we come back with Rob talking about time travel and UFOs and aliens and all that cool stuff.
We're on break already. It seems like we just got here.
I know. It goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does.
I'll be back on a little bit later.
Yeah, you'll be on at 7:32. 8:32. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I went through a time warp. Okay, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, time slip.
Okay.
Time slip.
Well, okay. Well, I'll talk to you later, Sam.
Will do. Okay, talk to you guys in a little bit.
Okay, stay out of trouble.
All right. Bye.
So we're going to go on break. We're going to be talking with Rob about UFOs, aliens, and all that stuff. Everybody, tell your friends about Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. Check out our website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Now, we'll be back in 2.5, so stay tuned.
You thirst for some significance of the both-dimensional kind.